Finally, here, the big reveal. These rose cuttings have been in these buckets for over a year. I took these back in last summer, just as cuttings, no leaves, no nothing. So basically I took these rose cuttings, cut them, and then put them through a callousing process in sawdust, moist sawdust. And then once they had calluses, I then transferred them into these buckets. This is just a very porous mix of sawdust and soil. I watered every now and then, not all the time, but I will say they have constantly been under shade cloth. As you can see, some have taken, some have not. Look at this. So, you know, really depends on the variety of rose or the cultivar. Depends on many factors, and you know, you've got to expect that some are going to take and others are not. And over here, some have taken and some haven't. But today we're going to see what has roots. So this is no quick experiment or project. So like I said, this is over a year of waiting and hoping to see what takes. These are some of my favorite roses, and I have taken cuttings before and I've always reached the callousing stage very successfully. I've worked out my method. However, this part, the growing part, the actual producing of the roots part, I haven't been so successful, because as before with these roses here grown from seed, I've watered them too much, and that's always been my issue. But this year as well, look at this. These are my roses grown from seed. Unfortunately, I don't know what the parents are, but this is successful. There's 3 rose bushes in here, and you know, I've created them, and it feels good to have done that. But today I've also had success with these cuttings, so let's have a look and see what is underneath. So I just want to loosen all this first, because what I don't want to do is break the root system. So I'm just trying to loosen it up. Good, okay. We've got some progress here. So I'm just going to take out all the broken ones. The dead ones. You can see they've just, well, even this one, it still has some life in there. What I'm going to do is just anything with green on it. Obviously this hasn't been successful, but I'm going to put it in there and just give it some moisture. Oh, I may struggle with this. What I'm going to do is turn the video off and come back and pull this out as a clump. All right, here we are. Well, this is definitely clumpy. I want to be gentle with this process because I have waited a year to see what's underneath, and I can feel a lot of roots here. Wow. And this probably isn't the best mix because it's quite clay and it should be a little more porous, but that's okay. It's worked. Wow. Wow. These roots. Oh my God. What a beautiful root system. Healthy rose. This looks like, from just looking at it, it looks, well, I don't even know what it is. But what I do know is that is a beautiful, healthy root system from a cutting. Maybe you can see up there, maybe, the callus. No callus anymore, just some beautiful roots. Beautiful, beautiful foliage. Very successful cutting. Just Put that in some water. So now that we're heading into winter in Australia, I am separating these because I want them in their own little pots. Here's another success. Very small cutting. Not actually sure what this is. I don't know what any of them are because I didn't know if I would have any success with this either. There you go. Look at that. That's a beauty. No success here. Put those over there for now. And I always make sure I pick up my cuttings or any cuttings of roses because I have chickens. I certainly don't want them walking on hard, dried old thorns. This is a small cutting as well. Not so many thorns on there. There we have it. You can see the roots come out from the end and the main, it looks like a taproot. And then all these little ones. Wow. They're all going to have their own little pots. Another unsuccessful. Oh, looks like it started having roots. Or maybe not. Some more dead ones. Oh. Roses are very rooty, and their root system spreads right out. Oh, this is a good feeling to see some beautiful roots. Oh, look, this even has a flower. It's a white creamish flower, or at least it was looking to start. Still don't know what that is. I wouldn't be surprised if this is something like no, I'd be guessing. I'd be guessing. I'll just leave that. Can't really tell what anything is until it flowers. But I did do my favorites. There we go. Very nice root system there. Give them a good drink of water. Oh, this is a real good, strong root system, this one. Wow. Look at that. So if you are thinking about growing your own roses from cuttings, please try. If you're patient and you're willing to put in the time and the effort, you can do it. There's a bit of callus there. And a callusing is how the rose root system begins. It forms a callus, and then it forms roots. Oh, there's another strong one here. These look great. I may leave them in water overnight. Not much on that one. So obviously, some are going to be better than others. Some more dead ones. And a couple more. Wow, this is a good one. There we have it. It's a big long one. Sorry, I'll try to get it into focus. What a beauty. And another one. So if you get a lot of joy and pleasure just from seeing your projects of, rose projects like this, if you've managed to grow roots on your cuttings, you'll understand how much pleasure you get from seeing roots on your roses. But you know, it's a long haul project. Right, I think that's it for those. Let's have a look in this bucket here. All right. Well, we've got some beautiful roots here in the bottom of the bucket. Very eager roses, wanting to get out and start their journey. Wow, wow. Look at this one. Nice little system going on there. See, and you know, you might read saying, oh, well, you should take cuttings this size and that size. Well, I'm here to say it doesn't matter what size your cuttings are, because I have tried them at all different types of sizes. This is a bigger one, and that's as successful as some of the smaller ones. More dead ones in this one, and that's what I mean, you know, you're gonna expect that. Here's another. And see, look at the size of that. That's tiny, but it's worked. Oh, this has got a real tough one. Just using my fingers to try and loosen all that up. Wow. I have a feeling I know what this one is. And I really hope it is what I think it is. Could be one of my Persian roses because of all the thorns. Some of my old-fashioned Persian roses are some of the smelliest I have, but they are the thorniest. She's still green after a whole year, but she hasn't managed to form any roots. I'll put her in the water anyway. Another little one. I just threw them all in there. Put them in rooting hormone, just a cheap generic one. And, you know, I've never ever used gel. Never needed to, really. You know, sometimes you may not even need to use rooting hormone. I've always tried to help the cuttings out as much as possible. This is a really strong system here. Beautiful. New leaves. We've had a hot, dry summer here, and it's really affected these cuttings because they've always needed to be kept moist all the time. I don't know what that is. Oh, I do know what that is. That's a weed. Look at that. You know, so you don't need to put them in separate pots. You can absolutely just put them all in a bucket. I've got holes in the bucket here so they drain. Drainage is important, believe me, from my experience. Roses are a drought tolerant plant and they do need water. They do need drainage. Another small one. Tiny little root system, but she's going. There we go. Any more there? Doesn't look like it. Some more dead ones. This looks like a weed. The only reason I don't pull the weeds out is because I don't want to disrupt the root systems of the roses. If they get too big, I just rip off the tops until this process where, you know, I'm actually pulling the rose cuttings out. Look how long they are. That's a long root system. Amazing. That's at least, that's 20 centimeters or more. Just shows you they like to run. They really like to run. Lovely. Another one, very thin. So, you know, there's really no right or wrong kind of cutting. And there's so many different methods online of how to root your rose cuttings. This is my way, and it's worked. I've experimented for years, and it is the best way. Here they are. Beautiful cuttings, wow. Good luck, people. Enjoy the rose cutting journey. And just to add on to the video, these are true root roses. These are not grafted. They don't need a rootstock. This is a true root rose. Kind of a rarity in the world of roses now, because, you know, when you go to the store or to the garden shop, usually you will buy a rose that has been grafted onto a rootstock, such as Dr. Huey or some other very strong base rose, a rootstock that, you know, has been proven to graft very well. And whereas this one is a true root rose, its own roots. So it feels good to have a rose that is actually its own root system and its own rose without being grafted onto anything. Yeah. Good luck. Hope you enjoyed this video. And if you have any questions, please leave them in the comment section, and I'll do my best to get back to you. Happy gardening.